And good afternoon, everybody. Welcome back to Auto Club Speedway, as we are here now in the daytime getting ready for Mobil1 Cup Series action here, race number 5 of the Season 5 Mobil1 Cup Series. Today we're getting ready for an exciting race with these Mobil1 Cup Series cars. We had a very exciting Truck Series race last night. We'll see what the Mobil1 Cup Series is going to bring to the table, as all these drivers seem to be in rundown mode. It seems like it's a little bit of a game of cowboys and Indians, if you will, where all the cowboys are every single driver in this field. The one Indian is Sean Williams, who has been doing a terrific job of having consistent finishes ever since his win at Phoenix. He comes in with a 26-point advantage over second place Eric Burton. As far as I can remember, no driver has had such a great start to a season and been able to dominate the way Sean Williams has with consecutive finishes each and every week. Can Auto Club Speedway be yet another stepping stone for Sean Williams to be able to have his points lead grow, or will drivers utilize this track to be able to run him down to try and go for the points lead next week at Castle Gorge? On the front row for today's race, it is all Monster Energy. Both the Monster Energy sponsored cars. Starting on the front row, the Toyota Camry, number 54 of Danny Wells on the pole, and alongside the 4 Chevy Camaro of Harui Tashimi, who definitely needs a good run here today. Comes in dead last in points, does Harui, so big opportunity here for Harui Tashimi to move herself up through the points. Because a lot of these drivers, they still try and keep themselves in the mentality of, I know I'm at the back of the pack as far as standings are concerned, but it's still early on in the season. But you got to think, week after week, with dismal finishes, it's got to psychologically be causing problems for these drivers. So they need good runs here today. Another driver who needs one, and I can't believe I'm saying this, but it's Dylan Poteet. He is not having a good season so far in the Mobil1 Cup Series, as he sits currently 35th in points. At driver for Penske Racing, really needing to get his game turned around, and it could happen here today at Auto Club. Alongside him, yet another driver who falls into that same category, and that would be Riley Ogle, who comes into this race 36th in the standings. Getting ready to be putting these cars under the green flag here in the Royal Purple 300. Danny Wells looking for his first Mobil1 Cup Series win, I believe. Maybe his second. I can't remember if he won a Mobil1 Cup Series race when he drove the 70, which I believe was all the way back in either Season 2 or 3. I believe it was Season 2. But nonetheless, we'll see if Danny Wells can go to victory lane here, as we will get these cars rolling off. Last week's winner, Eric Burton, as we mentioned, comes in 26 points behind Sean Williams. Let's try and see if we can find out where he is going to be starting in relation to the 15 as they will file on past. There's Eric Burton. He's starting near the back of the pack, and starting 2 rows behind him is Sean Williams. So they're kind of keeping close tabs with each other, as here's your starting grid. When we started out at Daytona, I said the Mobil1 Cup Series is kind of considered, I guess this season, the Rookies Series, and that's pretty much been proved. Looking here at the current point standings, you got Sean Williams, he is the points leader. Then you got Jordan Davis, he is 3rd in points, and then 6th and 7th in points are James King and Lando Vendetta. Right now, 4 rookies inside the top 10 in points, so rookies are doing a wonderful job here in this series. We'll see if maybe another rookie can go to victory lane, as so far only 1 rookie has been to victory lane in the Mobil1 Cup Series event, and that, of course, was Sean Williams back at Phoenix. Here we go. Danny Wells, Harui Tashimi ready to put us under the green flag. Monster Energy puts us under the green flag. The Royal Purple 300 is now green. We saw in the Truck Series race that if you have a good car, a good handling car, 3 and 4 wide is okay, but if you're going to be slipping and sliding around, the last thing you want to do is go 4 wide, because there's not very much room then to be able to maneuver your car around. Right now, Danny Wells, this is some good strategy. I think his main strategy right now is just keep ahead of it in case chaos does break out back there, as they are 3 wide for second. Richard Johnson going to take the second position. Chris Kyle going to move into third now with a little help from Joseph Bryant, as they are 4 wide back there. Austin Ogo, Tryphon Reed, Barney Ward, and Harui Tashimi, they were all 4 wide for a quick second there, and now they're going to go 4 wide up here. That is for the 5th position between Bryant, Chambers, and there goes Chambers into the wall. And he went with a yellow car. I couldn't tell who it was. It might have been John McNamara. And the caution is out as Ralph Mason's off the pace. I don't know what's wrong with Ralph Mason. The caution is out for the first time today. It was Adam Chambers, and I believe it was John McNamara in the 20. Chambers comes into this race 13th in points, a former winner this season at Las Vegas. Not the way he wanted to start out this race, as he has had a meeting of the minds with the outside retaining wall. Danny Wells will lead under the caution. Richard Johnson second. Chris Kyle, Tryphon Reed, and Trent Dunham. That is the top 5. O'Reilly Ogle's gotten a piece of it, who started so well here. Drew Austin, second straight week, he's had problems. And there's Harui Tashimi outside, pole sitter involved as well. Where is Adam Chambers? There he is, and yep, it was John McNamara who he made contact with. We may have had 2 different incidents that took place here. I'm almost wondering if we did. And oh, Dylan Poteet, the 22, is involved as well. That's a lot of drivers who start up at the front, and Poteet's day is done. He's now retired. Yet another DNF for the 22. He just is not able to catch a break this season. He's in it. Chambers in it. McNamara, Riley Ogle, Harui Tashimi, and many others, as we will look back at a replay now of our first caution at Auto Club. Yeah, and they went 4 wide heading into turn 1 here, and we're going to see a basic scenario here of how there is not much room to race. Oh, actually, you know, I thought I was putting the blame on Joseph Bryant. There was actually some contact between him and Chris Kyle, which sent him up the racetrack. And he never touched Adam Chambers. Chambers came up into John McNamara. So that was actually Chambers' fault entering into that corner. McNamara never even turned down into the 21. McNamara was just running his line, and Chambers was the one that slipped up, that loose race car. And look at the hard hit they took in that outside retaining wall. That retaining wall's taken some hard licks here this weekend already in the trucks. Continues here in the Mobil1 Cup Series. But there was something else that happened here, and I'm not rightly sure where it was. Let's try and find Harui Tashimi, Riley Ogle. Okay, there they are. There's Riley Ogle, Dylan Poteet, and Harui Tashimi. I think Tashimi, she's running right there against that right rear of Riley Ogle. I think she may be hooking the 77. Hook coming in here into turn number 3. Yep. And Dylan Poteet just along for the ride. An innocent victim caught up in this. And then, oh, back there, oh, it was Dylan Young and Drew Austin who got together. They nailed the outside retaining wall together as well. And it turned into a 5-car party there in the middle of turns 3 and 4. Oh, man, Dylan Young, another driver who's been having a rather dismal season there, as he's 34th in points. So right there in your picture are 5 drivers who came into this race needing good runs. Tashimi, Dylan Young, Poteet, Riley Ogle, and Drew Austin, who actually I believe is, see, where's Drew Austin in the points? Drew Austin currently sits, according to my calculations, 25th in points, so he really needed a good run too, but boy, seems like these drivers who are not doing well in points, they just can't seem to catch a break, as we've had at least 7 cars in 3 different incidents involved here on lap number 1, heading on to lap number 2. Let's head back to the green flag. We will go back to green flag race on lap 7 of 38. Danny Wells is still the leader. Second place is Richard Johnson. Third place, Chris Kyle. Tryphon Reed, 4th. And Trent Dunham is in 5th. Austin Ogo runs 6th. 7th place is Joseph Bryant. Lando Vendetta up there in 8th now. Lyndon Wright 9th. And Barney Ward 10th. Then it's Justin Williams, Jeffrey Finguy, James Qualls, Jake Rogers, and Rafa Jarrah Jr. The top 15. The top 20 completed by Wolfgang Mason, Wido Savotas, Jake Smith, James Silverfox, and Jake Williams. So we'll get ready to go back under the green flag once more. Danny Wells, apparently starting out in front was a good thing for him. It's allowing him to be able to stay out ahead of all the chaos that happens. Now we're going into a single file restart here with no lap cars, so the big question now is, are these drivers going to take the opportunity to remain single file for a few laps, maybe for a little bit of a green flag run until the end, before deciding to go 3 and 4 wide again, which seems to be the main cause of these wrecks occurring. We'll see if that's going to be the case. Drivers have gone back behind the wall already, and they are Dylan Young, Dylan Poteet, Adam Chambers, John McNamara, and Drew Austin. The driver that's going to hit worst in the standings right now is going to be Adam Chambers, who came into this race 13th in points. A good run today could have moved him back into the top 10 in points. That will not be the case here today. Green flag comes back out here. Danny Wells, the leader. Richard Johnson, Chris Kyle. All these drivers are veterans in the Mobil1 Cup Series. First rookie of the race so far is Austin Ogo, back there now in a battle with Joseph Bryant for 6th place. As looks like Richard Johnson's trying to use a little bit different line to try and run down Danny Wells, but as he's doing that, he's got a rear deck lid full of Tryfon Reed. And here comes Tryfon Reed down to the inside line. Second season for that driver in the Mobil1 Cup Series. Looks like a pretty racy right now as he'll go to the second position now. Although Richard Johnson might try to get that big run off of turn number 4. Let's watch this drag race to the line. Which line will prevail? The outside line did get the run. Richard Johnson kept second for at least one more lap there. Meanwhile, good battle back here between Trent Dunham and Joseph Bryant. Trent Dunham doing a pretty good job right now in that number 8 as he's 27th in points, trying to work his way up. He's looking for his second career Mobil1 Cup Series championship as he won the Season 3 championship in the Mobil1 Cup Series, driving that same number 8. Meanwhile, up ahead, battle is on for the lead, and it is gone to Tryfon Reed. Tryfon Reed now the new leader in the Alliance Ford Mustang for Penske Racing. Joseph Bryant, though, he's right there. As I recall, Joseph Bryant has a Truck Series win here, and it was in a 3-wide situation at the end. So Joseph Bryant knows how to get around this racetrack as he will now go to the lead. And I'm noticing right now these drivers, they're going 2 and sometimes 3-wide racing, but they are not going 4-wide racing, which is a good sign here that they are trying to keep it clean here and not tear up their equipment. Apparently the wrecks we had on the first lap have kind of taught them what exactly is expected here at this racetrack, at least right now with the slick racing conditions, as now Chris Kyle's under fire for second. James Qualls looking down low. James Qualls running mid-pack in the points in 22nd, and the caution's out again for the second time today, this time on lap number 9, as we just took lap number 10. Joseph Bryant will lead us under the caution flag, and this time the caution, Austin Ogo, who was up there inside the top 10 on our last restart. Another driver who just can't seem to catch a break, Austin Ogo. Number 18, all crunched up on the back. Looks like he may have gotten turned around by somebody. Austin Ogo comes in this race 38th in points. Yet another dismal run today now after he got turned, and he was running up at one point. I believe he restarted this race in the 6th position when we went back to green. That will not be where he'll restart now, as there's basically no rear of that Toyota Camry to speak of. We're under the caution for the second time today. Let's see what happened to rookie Austin Ogo, and I believe as we are going to be looking at the replay, well, thought they were making pit stops, but apparently not. Looks like some drivers may be trying to make some pit stops here. Oh yeah, a few drivers are trying to roll the dice. Who's coming? We'll look back at a replay in just a moment. It looks like the first car that came down was James Silverfox, who was scored in 11th place. Several other drivers on pit road as well. I thought I saw some of the damaged race cars on pit road. Let's wait here and see who's going to be first off pit road. Some drivers already playing out some pit strategy here. Charles Jackson, I think I saw on pit road. There is Riley Ogle and there is Harui Tashimi. They're getting pit stops done. Ralph Mason has just completed his service. He is now gone. There's James Silverfox. There's Sean Williams, the points leader. Jake Rogers is on pit road with Zach Buchanan and Sean Henley. They have completed their service. Riley Ogle now leaving pit road as well. So few drivers back there that stayed on pit road. Oh, here they come. See who they are. I believe that car that's still on pit road is the Austin Ogo machine. They're trying to bang out the fender damage on his race car. Jeffrey Finguy made a pit stop, and so did Jake Smith. So some drivers rolling the dice right now as Austin Ogo looks like he'll be able to continue, but we're going to look at a replay of what happened to the 18 to put us under the caution for the second time today at Auto Club Speedway. Going to be some contact between rookies here. They were awfully close going here into turn 3 were Austin Ogo and Jake Smith. Oh, it's going to send him right up into his own teammate there, Jeffrey Finguy, and oh man, Jake Smith did get quite a bit of damage from that right there in the 25. Austin Ogo just as much. But Jake Smith and Austin Ogo making some contact there. Both those drivers are running inside the top 20. And now they've got some damaged race cars as well. As the caution flies, let's now go back to the restart. Leader under caution is Joseph Bryant. Getting ready to go back to green flag racing. Joseph Bryant is the leader. Chris Kyle second. James Qualls runs third, with Tryphon Reed and Lando Vendetta completing the top 5. Why don't we take the opportunity to give some TV time to Lando Vendetta? We haven't done that basically all season long, and Lando Vendetta's up to 7th in points. This has been a great season so far for the driver of the number 71 Toyota Camry, as he has just been, I don't know, he's just been so silent working his way up through there. That's why he hasn't gotten much TV time, and I think it's only right that the way he's been putting his season together so far, that he deserves a little bit of TV time here and putting together yet another great run here today, as he is in the 5th position. Richard Johnson's going to be 6th. Danny Wells, the pole sitter, slipped back to 7th, but still in the top 10. How about Wido Savotas? 4th in points. Nice run for him in 8th place right now. Trent Dunham 9th, and Barney Ward, who is 8th in points. He completes the top 10. Lyndon Wright, he is going to be 11th. 12th is Ron Fajardo Jr. Kyle Sosnowski, nice run for him in 13th. Wolfgang Mason 14th, and Justin Williams completes top 15. James King, 6th in standings. That rookie, 3rd in rookie points. He is 16th. Jake Williams in 17th. How about Luke Martin? Nice run for the guy who comes in 5th in points. He's 18th. Mark Thomas is 19th, and Charles Jackson is going to complete the top 20. When we get back to green, we're going to jump back, try and find out where our top 3 in points are running. Williams, Burton, and Jordan Davis. See if anybody went out of the race. Nope, everybody who was involved in that wreck there, Jake Smith and Jeffrey Finguy, as well as Austin Ogo, they've continued on. They are still in the lead laps. The green flag comes back out here. Joseph Bryant going to try and pull away. Let's jump back and find out where our top 3 in points are running. How about Sean Williams, the rookie points leader and the overall points leader, currently in the 29th position. As we know, he came down pit road there, playing a little bit of pit road strategy, is the points leader. Try and find 2nd in points, Eric Burton. He's in the 22nd position right now, just ahead of a good battle between Sean Galley and Charles Jackson, and the guy who comes in 3rd in points is right back there, Jordan Davis, in the 28. He is 24th place right now, according to the current running order. And there's a spin up ahead. Oh boy. Oh, it's James Qualls. And Jake Smith just pounded the wall. He's going to come back on the racetrack. Oh my goodness. Oh no. Oh, Jake, the cloud got a piece of it. James Silverfox is in it. Oh my goodness gracious sakes alive. I don't think I've ever seen a car actually hit that part of the racetrack. Jake Williams' day is done. So he just pounded the inside retaining wall. And Chris Kyle has gotten by Joseph Bryant for the lead. Kyle the leader, Bryant 2nd, then Tryphon Reed, Richard Johnson, and Lando Vendetta. As they come down to the stripe, Chris Kyle for the first time today will lead us. And it'll be under the caution. There is Jake Williams. That's the car that hit him, at least hit him the worst, James McLeod. And where is James Qualls? There he is. Oh my goodness, he slipped back quite a ways. He was 18th last time by. And now he's going to cross the stripe all the way back in 28th is James Qualls. Though I'm not sure if he's the one that the caution originally came out for. There was a spin on the front straightaway, but it happened up ahead, so I couldn't see who it was. We're going to find all that out in just a moment. So we are nearing the halfway point here at Auto Club Speedway. Let's take a look at a replay of our 3rd caution. Well, it was James Qualls that we saw that smoke coming from. He's going to get into the left rear there of Tryphon Reed, turned down into Lando Vendetta, then his car is going to go around. Everybody does a pretty good job of missing him here. Oh, Kyle Sosnowski does get a piece of him there with the left front, but then that's going to push the 70 back the correct way, and as he tries to continue on, then Jake Williams runs into him, and that's where this is all going to start off. Jake Williams, watch him come down here. There's nothing he can do. He heads straight into the inside retaining wall. That's so close to the entrance of turn number 1, he can't avoid bringing that car back up on the track. And watch right here, everybody else just, their hearts going into their throats as that 40 came right up in front of him. James McLeod, nowhere to go. Silver Fox runs into the back of him. Wow, look at Ralph Mason, look at Zach Buchanan, and look at the points leader, Sean Williams, just squeeze themselves through there. Jake Rogers, he gets a piece of James McLeod, and then further back there, they're kind of backed up. Tashimi does get a piece of McLeod, and then Riley Ogle runs into the back of Jake Smith. Austin Ogo does the same. That could have been a lot worse than it was, but fortunately, we got away with just a few drivers involved in this one. But that's a tough break for James Qualls, who was running at the time of that caution in the 6th position. And just like that, his good day has gone up in smoke. He could recover, but obviously not the way he wanted this race to go for him and that number 70 team. Jake Williams as well was trying to look for a good run today, and looks like, according to that black smoke pouring out of the back of his Swisher.com Chevrolet, his day is over for that rookie. Well, we're getting ready to go back to green flag racing. Field is shuffled up a little bit because we underwent pit stops. I was going to say green flag pit stops. That would have been a big fail on my part. But we underwent pit stops here. Everybody came down. Even the drivers who pitted on that last restart, they also came down pit road. Everybody, it looked like, went with the 4-tire stop as well. Maybe thinking they can make it the rest of the way here now, as we are at the halfway point on lap 19 of 39. We'll get the green flag on lap 20. Chris Kyle was first off of pit road. Joseph Bryant still second. Tryfon Reed is still third. Then you got Richard Johnson and Lyndon Wright. They are 4th and 5th. Trent Dunham runs in 6th. 7th is Justin Williams. Wyatt Zabotas 8th. Barney Ward 9th. And Sean Henley is going to complete the top 10. Even though he does have a little bit of damage after running in the back of James McLeod, James Silverfox is still in 11th. Ron Vajaro Jr. 12th. James King is 13th. Eric Burton now suddenly starting to show himself up inside the top 15. Driver comes in 2nd in points. He's 14th. And Mark Thomas completes the top 15. Rest of the top 20 are going to be Danny Wells, the pole sitter, Sean Galligan, Charles Jackson, Zach Buchanan, and Jeffrey Finguy. Points leader Sean Williams going to restart all the way back right there in the 31st position. And Lando Vendetta, something must have happened to him. We were talking about him inside the top 5. He may have actually come down pit road to get damage repaired when he and James Qualls made contact. Don't know for certain, but he and James Qualls running both back in 33rd and 34th for this restart. As the green flag is back out. Drivers out after this incident. There are 2 of them. They are Jake Williams and James McLeod. Chris Kyle looking for his, I believe it'd be his first career Mobil Cup Series win, but here comes Tryfon Reed. Boy, Tryfon, what a run he got. He's going to go from 3rd place all the way to the lead here, going into turn number 3. He's obviously got a very strong car. It's not the first time we've seen him go for the lead. Oh man, Joseph Bryant got into Chris Kyle there. That could have been huge. Moving Chris Kyle up the hill, Bryant had to go through the middle. And look at Trent Dunham. He's going to take the opportunity there. Both those drivers having to get out of the throttle to avoid wrecking. He's going to look for 2nd position. How about Sean Henley? Nice run for him. 17th in points is Henley, and this is a big opportunity for him to maybe pick up a Mobil Cup Series win here. This would be, I believe, his 2nd of his career. And they're going to go 3 wide for the lead if they can get the run. Can Tryfon Reed throw the block here? Here comes Dunham. Here comes Henley. They're going to go 3 wide. Henley in the inside. And there's a goal. There's a big wreck back there. Huge pile up. Or at least 3 or 4 cars I saw, and I believe it started with Barney Ward. Justin Williams has got a piece of it. And oh man, the points leader just nailed Barney Ward. What is Sean Williams thinking? Sean Williams just ran into Barney Ward there. Why does Zavotas involved? And the guy who led us to the restart, Chris Kyle, is in it. Oh my goodness. Justin Williams, who was inside the top 15 for most of the day. And just like that, this whole thing just breaks wide open as Henley's the leader, Dunham's second, Bryant, Tryfon, Reed, and Richard Johnson. That's the top 5. It looks like Henley may be heading for pit road again here. Is he going to give up the lead to come down pit road and make a pit stop? Those of you that are keeping track of point standings, folks, that was 3 drivers that are in the top 10 in points. Sean Williams, Waidos of Otas, and Barney Ward involved in that, and Henley will give up the lead to come down pit road, turning it over now to Trent Dunham as we are working our 4th caution of the day here at Auto Club. Well, this was right up at the front of the field. We got to see where the contact begins. Watching the 1 of Chris Kyle, the 9 of Waidos of Otas, the 5 of Justin Williams, and the 41. Oh, Justin Williams got into James King and turned him up into Barney Ward, and then it just all triggered from there. It's another car up ahead there, James King, who was involved. I didn't count him, so that's 4 drivers who come in the top 10 in points. And then up ahead here, something, as these guys are wrecking, I'm not exactly sure what the deal is here. I don't even know how Sean Williams even got down there on the apron. He went down the apron in order to avoid that wreck, apparently. But watch this. Barney Ward up ahead. He almost turned Felix Graves there. That would have been bad. But I think Barney Ward may have been heading for pit road. Sean Williams running on the apron. This is, I believe, a rookie mistake by our points leader. Look at him. He doesn't want to come down pit road, so he turns a dead right, and he ends up nailing the Barney Ward machine. I don't think it was a case of taking out any aggression on Barney Ward. I think it was just a case Sean Williams all of a sudden realized he couldn't go down pit road as fast as he was going. So he wanted to come back up on the racetrack, and unfortunately the 41 was right in his line of returning to the racing surface. But nonetheless, that is going to put some damage on the right front of Sean Williams. He, Barney Ward, Waidos of Otas, and James King all in the top 10 in points involved in this one, along with a few others, including Chris Kyle, who let us down to our last restart. What a tough break for him. Justin Williams, who was en route to a possible top 10 finish as well. All involved here in this incident, which happened right up inside the top 10. Another driver who was involved that I failed to tally was Cole Daly. He was sitting on pit road, the hood all crunched up on that Kevin Harvick Incorporated Chevrolet Camaro as well, so tough break for him. Drivers out of the race now are as follows: Justin Williams, Riley Ogle, Barney Ward, Chris Kyle, Waidos of Otas, James King, and Cole Daly. The only driver that was involved in this that was inside the top 10 that has been able to continue is the points leader Sean Williams, as he's going to restart right there ahead of Sean Henley, and he will restart in the 26th position. Well, let's try and give you a full field rundown if we can. Trent Dunham is the leader, Joseph Bryant second, Tryfon Reed third, Richard Johnson fourth, and Lyndon Wright runs fifth. Mark Thomas up in 6th now, Eric Burton 7th, Sean Galligan 8th, Danny Wells, the pole sitters, worked his way back to 9th as well, and they get Ron Vajara Jr. completing the top 10. Zach Buchanan is 11th, Wolfgang Mason 12th, Jake Rogers 13th, 14th is Luke Martin with Ralph Mason 15th, 16th is Jeffrey Finguy, Jordan Davis 17th, Charles Jackson 18th, 19th James Silverfox, and Felix Graves, we haven't talked about him all day, he's in 20th. 21st is Kyle Sosnowski, 22nd Lando Vendetta, James Qualls 23rd, Harui Tsushima 24th, 25th is Jake Smith, 26th Sean Williams, and Sean Henley, the last car on the racetrack and on the lead lap, will restart in 27th place. Green flag back out here on lap 26 of 38. That should give us a total of 13 laps to go. We've been under the caution flag almost constantly today, as here comes Tryfon Reed down to the inside line now. We did have one nice green flag run, and that was when we went under our first restart. Didn't take them long to start wrecking, though, and now they're going to go 3 by 3, 2 rows deep. Oh, my goodness gracious, that is close. Joseph Bryant, Richard Johnson. Oh, my goodness, guys, keep it together. Oh, somehow they are, as Lyndon Wright now has gone to the lead. Eric Burton trying to go for his second straight win in a row after winning last week at Bristol, and they're going to go 4 wide up here. This is not good. Joseph Bryant's got to bail out of this. Someone's got to bail out of this. Richard Johnson nearly turned Trent Dunham. And somehow they kept it together again. Great racing right now between these guys. Unbelievable job. Oh, Jake Rogers working his way up now into the top 10 as he's going to bypass Tryfon Reed. And, oh, man, they are still close back there. Joseph Bryant and Trent Dunham, they just got freight trained, and they are slipping back. Up at the front, though, Eric Burton has taken over the top spot. And, oh, Danny Wells just went straight up into the wall. And Jake Rogers went with him. Oh, my goodness, the pileup has begun here at Auto Club. Lando Vendetta's in it. Ralph Mason, Mark Thomas, Joseph Bryant, Galligan, Graves. Silver Fox in it. Vendetta's upside down. Danny Wells, I saw get a piece of it. Qualls was in it. That was a huge pileup. Zach Buchanan's got damage. And that was a hard hit in the outside retaining wall for Danny Wells. He shot up the racetrack into the wall. And Eric Burton will lead us under the caution flag over Wolfgang Mason, Ron Vajar Jr., Luke Martin, and Tryfon Reed. That is the top 5. Caution waves one more time. And this was another incident again right up at the front of the field, and the pole sitter was caught up in this one. Let's see how this starts. Danny Wells was battling for the 4th position with Wolfgang Mason. And where is it? How is this contact going to happen? Danny Wells is coming down. Boy, you got to watch Danny Wells and you got to watch Jake Rogers. It was Jake Rogers. Jake Rogers hooked the 54 up the racetrack. He's going to collect Mark Thomas there. Look at the hit. Look at the hit Danny Wells took at that outside retaining wall. And just all closes up. Ralph Mason, nowhere to go. Galligan involved. Zach Buchanan. How did Trent Dunham get through that? Wow. Him and Jordan Davis and Charles Jackson. Nice miss by all of them. And then there it is, just continuing on. Oh, wow. Henley and Sosnowski did a good job getting through. But Lando Vendetta couldn't get by. Silver Fox couldn't get by. Look at Richard Johnson. Nice miss for the 38. Oh, and it was Harui Tashimi who nailed Lando Vendetta, and that's what flipped his car over. Up ahead, I believe Felix Graves hooked Galligan. And then Galligan apparently didn't appreciate that. As Felix Graves went spinning, Galligan's going to turn right and go up into the door of the 14. We got to do a few onboards here because some drivers did an incredible job avoiding this wreck. Let's start first with our Season 3 Mobil Cup Series champion, Trent Dunham. Watch Trent Dunham somehow work his way through this. Wow. Whoa, and then almost got into Charles Jackson coming back up onto the racetrack. That was awful close. Richard Johnson had been slipping through the field, but it gave him the opportunity to be able to avoid this wreck. Watch how he does it. Wow, that was a lot of drivers he had to miss, and then, wow. Nicely done there by Richard Johnson. Very nice miss. And now on board with the pole sitter, Danny Wells. Watch this hit. Wow. That was a hard hit into that outside retaining wall. Thank goodness they put safer barriers up there. Getting ready to go back to green flag racing. The green flag will come back out on lap 33 of 38. That will give us a total of 6 laps to go in today's event. Eric Burton. He's been on a bit of a momentum run right now, has Eric, as he currently sits second in points after a win last week at Bristol. A rather dominating win at that. Eric Burton all of a sudden showing himself up here and maybe feeling the sense of urgency here, because we've documented that Sean Williams has had not exactly the most ideal day. He came in 26 points ahead of Eric Burton, and Eric Burton, I think, is thinking this is going to be a perfect opportunity for him to run down Sean Williams for the points lead, as he is the current leader here, looking for his 2nd straight win here in the Mobil1 Cup Series. Second is Wolfgang Mason, Ron Vajar Jr. in 3rd, He's currently the highest running rookie is Ron Vajar Jr., Luke Martin 4th, and Tryfon Reed 5th. 6th is Lyndon Wright, Charles Jackson 7th, Trent Dunham 8th. How about Jordan Davis? Nice recovery for the 28 team. 3rd in points, they've worked their way up now to 9th, and Jeffrey Finguy is going to complete the top 10. Sean Henley's going to be in 11th, 12th place Kyle Sosnowski. The points leader Sean Williams has been able to work his way back up to 13th place. How has he done that? I'm not certain. Jake Smith 14th, and Joseph Bryan completes top 15. Then it's Richard Johnson, Mark Thomas, Felix Graves, James Qualls, and Zach Buchanan in 19th. That is it. That's all the drivers that are on the racetrack still. Actually, James Qualls is 20th a lap down. My apologies. Galligan, Lando Vendetta, Haruki Tashimi, Danny Wells, Jake Rogers, Ralph Mason, James Silverfox. They all went back to the garage area after that, our latest incident, as Eric Burton trying to hold off Luke Martin here, but Luke Martin's got himself a pretty doggone good run, looking for his second career Mobil1 Cup Series win. The first of his career came at Talladega Super Speedway last season when he drove the 10. Now in the 99, he will go to the lead. Big run off the corner. Can Eric Burton get the run off turn 4? No. Luke Martin has cleared Eric Burton, and Luke Martin leads here at Auto Club Speedway. Luke Martin 5th in points, trying to capitalize on bad days by drivers such as Wido Savotas and James King and Lando Vendetta to be able to move himself up maybe as high as 4th in the standings. And how about Jordan Davis? How about a shout out for that guy? What a comeback it's been for him. We haven't talked about him all race long except for when we're trying to find him. Oh man, they're racing hard back here. Oh, Henley, Finguy, Lyndon Wright, and Charles Jackson were all banging doors 4 wide, and somehow, someway, they kept it together and we're still green flag racing. This race isn't over yet. It's still wide open, and we are still green flag racing. Here comes Eric Burton, big run to the inside line. Is he going to be able to outbrake him coming down here into turn number 3? Burton trying to go for the top spot. He's kind of getting some drafting help, if you will, from Jordan Davis. And they are going to just blow by Luke Martin. But here comes Davis. Davis wants the lead. Jordan Davis trying to pick up his first career NNSCRA victory in his first year in the Mobil1 Cup Series, as he is side by side, 2nd and 3rd in points, battling for the lead right here at Auto Club Speedway. Wow, Eric Burton getting a nice run on the high side there, but now Jordan Davis is going to outbreak him, and he will take the top spot. Tryfon Reed now going to battle for 2nd with Eric Burton. And this is huge for Jordan Davis. The 2 drivers ahead of him in points each have a win. Williams coming at Phoenix, Burton's coming last week at Bristol. Jordan Davis would love to be able to also have a win. As meanwhile, further back, good battle on here for 4th, 5th, 6th, and 7th. As you got Luke Martin, Eric Burton, Charles Jackson, Richard Johnson, Trent Dunham, and Jeffrey Finguy all battling for those positions. And oh no, Trent, bad Trent. Oh no, there goes Jackson into the wall with Eric Burton. Jackson on his roof. This race is going to be over. There was 2 to go at the line. Jackson still sliding through the corner on his roof. Eric Burton's day is done. Who's the leader? It's Tryfon Reed in the 12. Coming out of turn 4 for the final time. Tryfon Reed, right place, right time. And the Penske Ford will come down to the white flag. Tryfon Reed wins the Royal Purple 300. 2nd place at the line was Luke Martin. Jordan Davis 3rd, Trent Dunham 4th, and Richard Johnson will complete the top 5. But Charles Jackson, what a hard hit to finish off this race, and Eric Burton, who was looking for his 2nd straight win and comes in 2nd in points, is involved as well. We gotta quickly look back at a replay before they come around for the checkers. Well, here in this 4-wide situation, I was putting all the blame on Trent Dunham because he made that 4-wide move, but he had absolutely nothing to do with this wreck. It was all Charles Jackson who slid into turn number 1, makes contact with Eric Burton, and the 2 of them sent up and got a head-to-head meeting with the California logo on the outside retaining wall. And Jackson's car, just to show you the violence of the impact, immediately flipping over on his roof. And that car just going to basically ride the outside retaining wall upside down on his roof. The blood must be rushing to Charles Jackson's head right now. I mean, my goodness. It's a long time to be upside down. And that's a tough break for him, but also a tough break right there for Eric Burton, because keep in mind, not only did he come in trying to win his second race in a row, but he comes in second in points, and he was running so consistently today, this is not the way he wanted this race to end. Caution is out for the final time. We're getting ready to head back for the checkers as Tryfon Reed is ready to pick up his first career Mobil 1 Cup Series victory. Second season for Tryfon Reed. First season with the 12 team, and it's going to pay dividends today at Auto Club Speedway. Right place, right time. I believe this was the third time he was up at the front of the field, and the third time was the charm, as he is going to come out of turn number 4. The flagman holding the checkered flag. He is now waving it. Tryfon Reed coming down to measly 65 miles per hour. And that's what's going to get him the win here today. He wins the Royal Purple 300 at Auto Club Speedway. Give you a look at your top 10. Luke Martin was second. He came in 5th in points, so another great run for the 99 team. Jordan Davis, 3rd in points, finishes in 3rd. Trent Dunham, great run for him in 4th. Richard Johnson, who comes in 10th in points, he finishes 5th. Another top 10 finish for Wolfgang Mason. I think he finished 10th last week at Bristol. He'll finish 6th here today. Lyndon Wright, 7th. Jeffrey Finguy, nice run in 8th. Ron Vajara Jr. in the 9th position. And Sean Henley, that pit strategy helped him to battle back to get the 10th position. Where did the points leader finish? 12th place for Sean Williams. Yet another rabbit pulled out of his bag of many tricks, as he will finish still with a decent run today in 12th. Sean Williams again will still be the points leader. Question is, though, is he going to build a points lead because of Eric Burton's misfortunes, or will he lose some ground because of Jordan Davis and Luke Martin having better runs today than Sean Williams did? Only time will tell. We'll find that out when the points are compiled. And we also didn't mention Tryfon Reed actually comes in 9th in the points. So this win today is certainly going to help catapult him in the standings as well. Congratulations to Tryfon Reed on his first career NNSCRA victory, also his first here in the Mobil 1 Cup Series as well. What a great run for him. Right place, right time, and it pays off for the Penske Racing team in the number 12 crew. Hope you guys enjoyed today's race. If you did, be sure to give this video a like, subscribe to become a part of the crew today. You know the drill. We got Snickers Cup Series action coming your way here at Auto Club Speedway as well. Hope you'll tune in for that before we pack it all up and head to the brand new course of Castle Gorge. That's going to be replacing Martinsville. Hope you'll be tuned in for that. Going to be some great racing at that short track. Congratulations once again to Tryfon Reed on winning today's race. And we will see you guys next time. Here comes your official finishing results and your point standings, rookie and overall points, that is. We will now see you later as you've been watching production of the NNSCRA Offline Racing at its best.